Hello, Adam Stark here, and I'm going to be breaking down the lyrics on my newest rap called Rap is an Art of Fact. Okay, and what I'm going to do is basically I am going to read the lyrics, not rap them as I do in the actual rap, but I'm going to read the lyrics word for word, go over any hidden meanings, any multiple meanings, any additional information I feel like I need to convey, or anything about my writing process I as I feel like I need to get talking about. So, okay, let me start here. The opening lyrics: Rap is an art of fact. And the mic also proves rap is an artifact. Me and the other strugglers in the game also prove that rap is our tough act. Now, these three things sound exactly the same. Art of fact, ART, space OF, space FACT. Artifact, ARTIFACT. And our tough act. You have to say the word our the right way, but the very common use of saying our is also our. So you have to kind of say it fast. But our tough act, OUR space TOUGH space ACT, our tough act. So those three things sound exactly the same. So I wanted to start this rap out with the name of the rap and the title and just make my point that okay, rap is an artifact. You can prove factually that this is an amazing art because of everything that goes into the creation process. Everything that the MCs have ever done over time has been proven to be amazing art, including stuff that I've done myself. Now, the mic gives us all of our power, so I say it's an artifact. Okay, and I say that as in me and the other struggling MCs, as in struggling to make it, not struggling as in it's hard to rap. It ain't hard to rap, but to make it, it is very hard to be successful in that regard. But I'm saying it's our tough act. Okay, you hold the F sound, our tough act, because instead of fact, acts, you hold the F at the end of tough to make it sound right, to sound the same. But it's tough. So that's what I'm saying. Just three things sound exactly the same. Very dope way to open this up. Okay, moving on here. Well, I could have called it quits a long time ago in a place far, far away. Hell, don't want to go back, even if the idea to catch heat becomes a throwback. They say my anger proves I got demons, but I reject Satan, so why should I believe in myself as a decent human being? Too egregious. Okay, what I'm saying here is don't believe in me like many people don't. I'm saying, well, I could have quit a long time ago. So I could have, but I didn't. So there's a reason for that, is what I'm saying. Okay, quitting is the easy thing to do. All right. Now and I also said in a place far, far away, and there's a pause in the actual rap. I pause after I say that, and I say, hell, don't want to go back. And now you realize it's two different things. I could be saying, hell, I don't want to go back, as in I'm just using this as a word to take the silence and go on to my next point. Or I could be saying literally hell, which is a place far, far away from here on earth, of course. And I'm saying I don't want to go back, as in back to hell, even if the idea to catch heat becomes a throwback. You catch heat, you go to hell. Hell and heat, that's something you don't want to have happen to you. Okay, and a throwback is slang. It means something that you want to have because it's the new trend or whatever. I'm saying even if catching heat was the throwback, hell no, I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, and then saying someone has demons is a saying, it's a metaphor, but it means that they have anger problems. Okay, and that's so if your dad has anger problems, you say, well, your dad has demons in him, or he has demons. No, I'm just taking that and I'm basically saying, okay, I have demons as in anger, but I'm saying I reject Satan. I believe in myself. Satan is the demons, okay? And I'm saying I have demons, why and I reject Satan. So why should I believe in myself as a decent human being? That would be too egregious to do so. Okay? Because I do believe in myself, but I'm saying if I'm going off of what you people are saying that I have demons in me, as in AKA anger, then why should I believe in myself? Because I reject Satan. And I always will. Anyways, okay, next line. I wouldn't even sell my soul to the devil for any futile reason, for only a fool would lease it. Okay, so That's a common saying, sell your soul to the devil. It's just a saying, it's a metaphor, it's been around forever, it's been in tons of movies and TV shows and literature, and it basically means take some crazy deal to get something you want, something that's drastically wrong morally. So you wanted to become famous, you have to go kill somebody. That would be an example of selling your soul to the devil. Sure, you'd get the fame you want, but then you'd have to do something horrible like kill someone. And that would be, in a sense, making a deal with the devil or selling your soul to the devil. And I'm saying only a fool would do something like that. And I put lease it because you lease your soul to the devil. You think about how bad that would be as well. Selling it, leasing it. Okay. Continuing here with the lyrics. People want me to mumble rap about sex, thugs, clubs, and drugs. First, second, I rap. It's better than what they ever heard, but in my era, I was something once. They want nonsense, then one punch fucks it up. So, in this, what I'm saying is, I say, I hate this generation of hip hop. Absolutely hate it. Hate it. Hate it. I hate everything that's popular nowadays in mainstream corporate hip hop. Hate it all. So, that's the crap they do. They do this thing called mumble rap, which is horrible. There's no good lyrics, no talented technical writing skills, and they talk only about these common subjects: sex, thugs, clubs, and drugs. And they happen to rhyme well too, but I'm saying that's, as in what I said, happen to rhyme well, not the actual rappers today. But I'm saying rap about. And I'm saying I will never do that. And I said if you listen to the first sentence in a rap that I make of any time, it's going to be better than anything these idiots on today's hip hop create. And I'm saying that in my era, I was something once. My era being the 90s era, my favorite personal era of hip hop, but there's tons of good eras. There's just, or not ton, you know what I mean? There's good eras, but 90s happen to be my personal favorite. And then I said they want nonsense because that's what today is. It's nonsense. It's mumble rap. It's not even rhyming. It's horrible nonsense. And I said then one punch fucks it up because one punchline would fuck up the whole thing. A good punchline, like if Adam Stark had one punchline, well, that would ruin the whole point because I'm supposed to be doing this stupid mumble rap nonsense, rapping about bullshit. So I would fuck up that idea by having one punch, one punchline. So then, anyways, continuing here, nonsense. I'll go offset like I'm behind the scenes. Rhyme a theme decisively of a conniving fiend silencing a violent scream inside a dream I was seen in of vile secrets, 'cause I'm caught sleepin', and you saw the final sequence of my own descent to fight old demons for untimely regrets. Wildly said, just to put it mildly, childishly, he's dead. Okay, a lot of information, but what I'm saying here is I'll go offset. Now, that's two different things. Okay. No, it's not the double implied meaning, but I'm saying two different things, and you can figure that out when you listen. Is because I didn't imply it, because I didn't want to add more words to it. I just wanted to make it simple and say, okay, for one thing, going offset means, okay, off space set. The set is where you are, your place, your setting, and I'm saying I'll go offset because I don't want to be a part of this world of horrible hip hop. So I'll go offset, and then I compared it by saying like I'm behind the scenes. Okay, and that of course would be a simile, not a metaphor, because I said like, so it couldn't be two implied meanings. And I'm saying also I'll go offset, as in I'm going to change course here, and I am not going to go sense idea that is being propagated in today's hip hop world. Okay, then what I'm saying is, I'm saying this with a bunch of cleverly worded and woven rhymes, that what could happen very easily is being in this nightmare of a world we live in. And if you happen to see what happens in the dreams that I have, then you would understand why I hate it so much. Because I said basically all these violent things and these horrible fights that I go through, these trials and tribulations in my nightmares, because today's hip hop is so horrible. And I'm saying just to put it mildly. And I said, childishly, he's dead. I said, because I grew up, and as I got older, hip hop got worse. So I'm dead because I don't want to live in this era, period, for this era of hip hop. Okay, not saying literally I want to die. I'm saying I don't want to be known to be a part of this hip hop world of today because it's horrible. Okay, so basically I'm saying I died, and you could have seen just how horrible of a nightmare it is as the things that I have described here, fighting demons and seeing a violent scream of a conniving fiend, and just you see vile secrets. Okay, some anything vile you don't want to see, but vile secrets. And I'm saying you could have just came in to see the final sequence of that dream, not the whole thing, but of the final sequence of that dream nightmare to fight my demons, and you would have seen how badly it is. Okay, so a lot of very cleverly worded words here to illustrate my point. Okay, continuing here, I said I kept a tally of accounts score for score. I got good rhymes forever. I will never sell out. There's always more in store. Okay, so this is very dope because what I'm saying is, okay, sellout, to become a sellout is one thing that means it's slang, but it's very commonly used, but it means, you quit from your roots. Okay, so if Adam Stark went, that's me. If I came out tomorrow, okay, and I started rapping about stuff that I would never ever rap about. If I started rapping about being in the club and drinking beer and or excuse me, drinking hard liquor and supporting a chain and a bunch of bullshit, okay, I would be a sellout. That's what you would call me because I'm not what I was. I'm not sticking to my roots. I'm not being myself. I'm trying to be what everyone else is and be famous. Okay? And I'm saying I will never sell out. And that's what was dope about it is I made this a dope metaphor. I said there's always more in store. Okay? And if I have good rhymes forever, then there's always more. Okay, that's one way to think of it. Because if forever means continuous, continual, never ending, so there's always going to be more. But I'm also saying I'll never sell out. There's always more in store. So just forgetting the whole rap metaphor, to say you will never sell out, then yes, there would always be more in the store because there'd be more products. Okay. Then the next line is, I once felt like I was a king. Now I'm all worn out. Oh, that's the same thing. Okay, so this part is a double meaning because what I'm in one part I'm saying I felt like I was a space king, a space king, but I'm also saying aching, aching, as in you are feeling pain, you are feeling physical pain, and you are hurting in all around or in certain areas of your body, physical pain. Okay, and you are aching also when you're worn out. So I'm saying I once felt like I was a king, as in a leader, as in a ruler or something of high up in the, whatever you want to call it, spectrum. And now I'm all worn out. And I'm like, oh, that's the same thing. Because a space king and aching, they sound exactly the same 100%. And I'm saying those two sound the same. So to be worn out is the same thing because that's what aching is, to be worn out. And a king is what I was referring to the first time you heard it. So just a dope way of putting this. Okay. Very dope. Continuing on here. Okay. I said, I've worked hard forever at the bottom, but even being cramped never got me concerned. So if my organs don't fail and I keep writing, I'll always be able to show my bodies of work. Okay, so this is very dope. So, okay, a body of work is two different things. Okay, so it can mean all of your projects, all of your success, all of your creations and stuff. So if you have 3 Grammys or 3 Oscars, you could say, check out my body of work. Or you could say, I directed 12 movies in Hollywood. Look at my body of work. So that would be in all 12 of your movies in Hollywood. Okay. And I'm saying, I got all my stuff I'm writing. So I'll always be able to show my bodies of work because they're separate. And I'm saying, if my organs don't fail, then my body is working. So you would say, my bodies as in BODY apostrophe S of OF work, WORK, given possession and ownership. That my body's of work, not that my body's of laziness and of uselessness and of drugs. No, my body's of work because it's not shut down. My body is functional. And I'm saying also comparing that to my writing, my works of writing, my works of freestyle performances and rap performances, my different bodies of work. Okay, continuing here. I could look at anything and view it in a gruesome form. Horse with a sharp bone in front. People say one thing, I say it looks like a unique horn. Now, this is dope because unique horn sounds exactly the same as unicorn. Okay, unique horn, which is what I used in the rap, UNIQUE space HORN, sounds exactly the same as unicorn, UNICORN. A unicorn is a fake animal, it's a mythical animal, a fantasy animal with a horse that has a horn on the front of it, and it's not real, okay? And I'm just doing a dope thing here by saying, okay, anybody else would have looked at that horse with the sharp bone in front and said, oh, it's a unicorn, one word, unicorn, the name of the animal. And I'm saying I can take any concept you think of and I can find a different way to spin it in a different way, have a different meaning, a different outlook on it. And so mine was unique horn. And I wouldn't have done this at all if it didn't sound exactly the same. I wouldn't have wrote this line, period. That's why when I thought of it, I said, this is cool. I got to find a nice way to make it work. And I did. A unique horn. Okay, that's what I say it looks like. Everybody else would just say unicorn. Well, I'm just looking at the horn itself. Okay, the H is one letter in the alphabet that's very easy to blend in and say it silently when you're trying to come up with multiple words, meshing them together. Continuing here. While I'm shooting towards my corporate media critics to get attention, I'd think press release. Okay, so this is very dope. So if you are going to shoot with a gun, you are going to press release the trigger. Okay, that's what you're going to do. You're going to press the trigger, pull the trigger, release the trigger, release the bullets, release the ammunition. Okay, and I said shooting towards, so there you go, press release. But the double meaning here is press release is a quote that means uh, you are giving information to a news outlet to put out there. Okay, as in there's a press release that says Adam Stark has finally made it famous in hip hop and he's whatever. Okay, that'll be on the news, that'll be on the newspaper. That's called a press release. Okay, and I'm also saying to do that when you're shooting. So just a dope double meaning here. Continuing with the lyrics, but no one listens to Adam Stark because I'm not on TV, so no one will get to see. No, I'm saying, okay, TV, and since I'm not on the news, I'm not on a TV show, then no one's going to get to see me because very few people look up, what you would say is independent, independent or underground artists. Okay, and I'm saying, long as continuing with the lyrics, long as the volume is loud and your mind control is set to listen, a speaker from that will television. Okay, so I said, long as the volume is loud, okay, and your mind control is set to listen because when you're watching TV, what you are doing is you are getting emotionally involved in ways that you can't understand. It's a process that is created because when you are in a different state of mind as opposed to when you're reading, for example. It's a different kind of concentration. And so, anyways, what's going on here is I'm saying a speaker from that will television. Now, television, TELL space A space VISION, is sounds exactly the same as the word television, okay, or which is TV is the abbreviation, but more commonly used than the word television. Sound exactly the same. And I said a speaker from that will television. A speaker is what the volume which the sound, the audio from your TV is going to come from is the speaker. So the speaker will tell a vision or tell the vision what's going on visually on the TV. It's going to tell that vision, okay? But also, a speaker is a person giving a speech, also. So it's a cool double meaning. The way I set this up was very cool, the way I decided to word this one. And the next part of the lyrics, I said, remarkable with subtle remarks on the street, outstanding. Okay, so that was kind of cool because it was basically a double meaning where it's saying, in one sense, it's okay, you could be outstanding, which means above average, which means great, but it also can mean the same thing as saying uh, you could literally be outstanding on the street because if that's what you would think to be, in other words. And if it wasn't in that sense, then it would not work. But I worded this in a way where I had a deliberate pause. Okay, the next line. People think I won't cross the line. That's outlandish. Okay, outlandish, that means absurd, that means crazy, but also outland space ish. Ish meaning you is an adjective for giving a reason to say about whatever the subject is. So if I'm crossing a line, that means you're on the other side of something, a physical line outside of a border. You would be out land ish about because you wouldn't be at that place. Okay, continuing at the lyrics here. All I do is work, but I'll tell you something positive to spare my listeners. Work, 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 but the air runs great, like a good air conditioner. So the word errands, which is ERRANDS, okay, so that obviously means you're doing jobs, you're doing work, you're doing chores, such and such, but also sounds exactly the same as the two word conjunction air runs, AIR space RUNS. And that sounds the same. And that's why I said, yeah, you're going to work a lot in your life. You're going to work your ass off if you are worth something, if you're worth your salt as a human being. So, therefore, don't complain about it. Just say the errands are great, like a good air conditioner, because if your air conditioner is working and it's a good one, then the errands are going to be great. And errands sounds the same as errands, which is doing jobs. Okay, continuing here. Bunch of mini means and plagiarists that you can't deny deceived us. They're more popular than me, the original, but they shine light on my pupils. That's a bright idea. So basically, I'm saying is there's a lot of people that come out that'll take my work, they'll take my lines, my lyrics, my things that I've wrote, and they'll use them themselves, not give credit or anything. And I'm saying there's a lot of them. That's what mini me's are, plagiarists are. Okay, and I'm saying they're more popular than me because that's unfair treatment that I could get possibly. And I'm saying shine light on, you could say, my pupils. That means somebody that's under me. Because if you're taking lyrics from me, then I'm calling you my pupil as an insult. And if you're literally shining light on pupils, you're going to have a bright eye. Where I get the part where I say bright idea. But also, I'm saying if you shine light on pupils or anybody, that also means giving attention to. So that's where the other meaning comes in. Okay, now the next part of the lyric says, uh, Mitch, you wish you were well rounded and real in a bigger dimension, but instead you're fake and we'll all see through. You're a flat artificial character looking like a Star Wars drawing on paper. You are 2D2. So basically, okay, it's very simple. If you're fake and you're in a smaller dimension and you're flat, okay, then you are a 2D character, character meaning fake. And if you're not our dimension and you're flat and you're see through, you are 2D. You're not 3D, you're 2D. But that's why I also reference Star Wars, saying Star Wars on paper. You look at that, you are 2D2, which is a pronoun, which is a character in Star Wars. And I'm also saying you are ARE space 2D, which means two dimensional, space 2 TOO, which means you are also that. Okay, continuing at the lyrics here. Curse my name again. Dare you, I'll hurt you worse than a paper cut from a greater pay stub before cashing in from making bucks. So what I'm saying is, okay, you know, coming back against all the hatred and stuff, saying, okay, there's a lot of ways you can get hurt. Okay, so don't say things that are against myself, or things like that can happen to such who would do something like that. Okay. Now the next lines here is basically just plain and simple. It's just me putting together some compound, same sounding words together to make my point, but make it sound nice, like phonetically when you say it, it rolls off the tongue. It works better. So how badly will I fuck your face up? Equal to or greater than, becoming grazed up, a rough embrace from, a grenade thud, crush your frame such, to custom made fudge crumbling 8 cups to the point it looks like an inverted funnel cake does. Now, this part basically it's pretty simple, actually, very easy to follow. You just listen to it and you understand I'm comparing it, saying that lots of bad things will happen to such who is, protagonizing this kind of behavior against me because I'm going to do things worse to that person. So, anyways, continuing here. All right, this next line here is just a funny joke. I said, brave dissing me for my bigger shirt size. That's something that I'm accustomed to. But the one good thing about being fat is I know for a fact I have more guts than you. Okay, so very simple. Basically, first one thing I'm saying here is okay, having a bigger shirt size, that's something that I'm accustomed to. Okay, that's a double meaning because to be accustomed to my bigger shirt size, hello, you have to have the shirt that is customary to your size, to your physique, to your shape. The other meaning, of course, in this is I'm saying getting used to being insulted for being a heavier person of more weight. And then the joke here is I'm saying I know I have more guts than you because obviously if you're fat, you have more guts than you. Okay, that's not hard to figure out. But the other meaning is, of course, guts also means bravery. It's slang. It means if you say you have more guts than someone, that means you're braver than the other person you're being compared to. Okay, continuing with the lyrics here, getting to the bottom. I might stab you all in the backs, and where the pieces I cut off, I could make an arrangement. What's that I'm thinking? Making vertebrae slit. So this is a very dope double meaning because in one regard of the double implied meanings, it is making vertebrae slit, and the other is may convert a bracelet. So first one, making vertebrae slit, MAKIN apostrophe space VERTEBRAE apostrophe S space SLIT. Making vertebrae slit. Now that is the back. Okay, so putting slits in the backs. And then also the other double meaning is MAY space convert CONVERT space A space BRACELET. So may convert a bracelet, which sounds exactly the same. You say it one way, it sounds exactly the same. It's a double implied meaning. Slitting vertebrae, slitting backs, and converting them into the pieces from that damage into a bracelet. So very dope double meaning there. Then I said, wear it on my arm as a souvenir for those who's in fear of my newest gear. Something simple isn't always the case. Hens, chicken, eggs. 3 types of farmland things. So this is dope. So first of all, I'm saying the bracelet going off of that double meaning. Wear it as a souvenir. Okay. And then I'm saying something simple can can't always be the case because I said hence chicken eggs. You might have thought I said hence HENCE, which means to the point of. But I had a double meaning here because I said hens sounds the same, HENS, which is the mother chicken, the only kind of chicken that can lay eggs. So I said hens, chicken, eggs, and then you realize I didn't say hens, HENCE. I said hens, as in multiple chickens that can lay eggs. 3 types of farmland things. So it wasn't simple after all, which you might have thought it was. Continuing here, I said, I'm eating whole grain bread. What do you think? That's sweet. And that's double meaning because that's sweet, THATS space SWEET. That's sweet. That's a very common phrase. That's a very thing which means you are agreeing with someone, you are complying with what they are doing. And also, wheat, WHEAT, is whole grain bread. So, just a very simple, funny double meaning here. Next line. I can always learn something new. Any techniques I will learn to acquire and get it. A drug smuggler's teacher could train me how to keep the most dangerous stuff out of sight. They'd say I got the method. Okay, so obviously the double meaning here is the last word, method, method, or the double implied meaning, meth, hid, meth, space hid. Now, this is dope because, okay, the most dangerous drug that there is, narcotic wise, is called meth, of course. And I'm saying this is something I would never do, but if I was to hide it, I could even be taught how to do something like that, which would be way out of my comfort zone. So they could say I got that hidden, as in out of sight. And I'm also saying the method of how to do it, I could also do. So it's a double meaning because it sounds exactly the same. Okay, and the final line here is I could do anything in this life. I chose to write and perform, and nothing could cloud my judgment from that on any night of the storm. So there you go, basically saying nothing's going to cloud my judgment, even if there is actual physical clouds in the vicinity, in the area to stop my wherewithal and judgment. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. Anything you think I need to touch on more, feel free to ask. And hope everybody enjoyed this presentation and got some information out of it. Thank you.